I'd been in love with Cashin Cross, my brother's best friend, the one and only Mafia boss in the NYC, for as long as I could remember. On the night of my 20th birthday, my brother promised me a surprise. I didn't expect that surprise to be a very drunk, very kissable Cashin. One reckless night. One baby boy. Cashin agreed to marry me after giving birth. But the day I gave birth to Leo, Cashin said nothing. He just packed up and vanished to France for nearly 5 years. Then he returned with Alessia, his first love, and when she saw Leo and me, she ran away and disappeared. After that, Cashin never left my side. Like he was trying to be the man I needed all along, that we were finally going to have our chance. But fairy tales are lies wrapped in pretty paper. On Leo's 6th birthday, we were driving to dinner. The brakes failed. The car spun onto the highway, flames licking at the engine. Cashin got out, and then he locked the door. If it weren't for you, Alessia would still be by my side. Now, it's your turn to suffer. It wasn't until that moment I understood. Cashin had never loved me. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at my 20th birthday. Cashin was in my bed, exactly where I'd left him in the past. This time, I didn't hesitate. I ran, and on my way out, I made the call I should have made the first time. To Alessia. Cashin was sprawled across my bed like a fallen angel, half-conscious, his shirt rumpled and fingers reaching out to me with a drunken slur of my name. Isadora, he murmured, eyes barely open. Why are you standing so far away? The sound of his voice, so familiar, so heartbreakingly intimate, made my chest tighten. I froze. This was it. The moment everything went wrong in my past life. Cashin smiled, slow and lazy, as he tugged at the buttons of his shirt. Come on, Isadora. He looked like sin and temptation and everything I used to want. But I knew better now. I didn't move closer. I took a step back instead. In my past life, Damien, my brother, had handed me that glass of whiskey tonight with a knowing smile. He knew I had a crush on Cashin, his dangerous, untouchable Mafia friend. He'd poured Cashin a drink, said it was to loosen him up. If he doesn't love you, Damien had whispered. What's wrong with indulging? Back then, I'd been naive. I believed Cashin and I were the perfect match. He was the ruthless king of the Mafia world. I was the daughter of Manhattan's most powerful casino mogul. Together, we could have ruled New York. So I went along with my brother's plan, got myself overwhelmed by the fantasy that Cashin actually wanted me. I'd let him, when he kissed me, when his hands slid under my clothes. One night. That's all it took. One night led to a pregnancy, and then a rushed proposal from the ever-honorable Cashin. I thought love would grow from responsibility, that he'd come to love me the way I loved him. But Cashin left the day I gave birth, vanished for 5 long years. When he finally returned, he wasn't alone. He brought Alessia, his first love, his forever, the one he'd abandoned us for. She hated me, hated our son, Leo. She gave him a choice, her or us. But before he could choose, she disappeared. And Cashin stayed. I thought he chose us, chose to be with our son. So we played the house, perfectly, until Leo's 6th birthday. We were on the highway, headed to dinner. The brakes gave out. The car spun. Smoke. Screams. Cashin got out, and he locked the door behind him. That was when I realized he had never forgiven me for Alessia's disappearance. He never loved me. Not truly. Back in this moment. Given a second chance by whatever cruel god watched my life unravel. And this time, I wasn't going to waste it. I was going to give Cashin exactly what he wanted, Alessia. I found his phone and scrolled through until I saw her name. I hit dial. Alessia? Cashin's passed out in my room. He's wasted. You should come get him. Cashin stirred on the bed, murmuring something I couldn't quite hear. 15 minutes later, Alessia swept into my bedroom like a storm in heels, eyes narrowed, face pale with suspicion. Everyone knows you've been mooning